me if you have ever gone through this sequence of events. First, you sit down to work. You open your laptop and you see all your emails and your documents and your Slack messages and your calendar and everything else that's in there. Then, as you look at your work, your brain gives you this thought. Your brain tells you, I am not qualified to do this. I don't know what I'm doing. I am one misstep away from being found out as a fraud. Then this thought creates a surge of fear within you. Or maybe it's anxiety or stress or inadequacy or overwhelm or any one of those emotions that's kind of in the fear family. And then this fear drives you to work harder. You prep extra, you do more research, you prepare for more scenarios, you double check everything, you work late into the night. So far, it doesn't seem like there's a problem. I mean, yeah, feeling fearful and stressed the entire time you're working isn't super pleasant, but at least it's driving you to work harder. And surely all that hard work will eventually make you feel like you know what you're doing and resolve that sense of fear. But here is the question that I want you to ask yourself. How do you feel after you put in all of that extra hard work? After that day of fear-fueled hard work is over, does your brain believe that you now are qualified to do your job and that you do know what you're doing and that you do belong firmly right here where you are? Or does your brain tell you one of the two following things? Either your brain tells you, here's what you didn't do well today. You're behind on this. You didn't know how to handle that. You flubbed this and everybody noticed. You screwed that up too. So yeah, you definitely don't know what you're doing and aren't qualified to be here. Or after that day of fear-fueled extra hard work, your brain tells you, okay, you did do a good job today in spite of being unqualified. You barely made it. You managed to keep everybody fooled for one more day. And that was just lucky. So you better stay alert tomorrow because you're still one mistake away from being revealed as a fraud. I want you to really pause and notice this. You worked all day in an attempt to try to feel better. You worked all day in an attempt to feel like you belong here and you know what you're doing and you're not a fraud. And at the end of the day, it didn't work. All of that fear-fueled hard work did not make you feel more qualified or less fearful. Your brain, in total good faith, suggested a strategy to try to make you feel better, but when you checked in at the end of the day, that strategy did not work. And here is why. When you sat down to work and you looked at all your emails and your documents and your calendar invites and your Slack messages, it's not that you were actually unqualified to do your job. What happened is your brain went into I'm not qualified mode. And when your brain is in I'm not qualified mode, it tends to interpret everything as more evidence that you are not qualified. When your brain is in I'm not qualified mode, you can never work yourself into feeling more qualified because no matter what happens, your brain will keep reinforcing the story that you are not qualified. You make a mistake, your brain will tell you, see, you're not qualified. And if you do something well, your brain will tell you, you did fine, in spite of being not qualified. A mental mode is like a TV channel that your brain has tuned to and that you are now watching. No matter what you do in the living room while you watch this channel, that TV channel is going to keep playing the same stuff that that channel always plays. Your brain thinks that if you just work hard enough, that will change your mental TV channel. But that's kind of like saying, if I just do enough cartwheels in my living room, the TV will automatically switch from TNT to Lifetime. You can do as many cartwheels as you want. You are still going to be watching Law and Order reruns on TNT at the end of it. If you want to feel better, you have to change your mental TV channel. If you want to feel like you know what you're doing and you've got this and you do belong here, you have to change your mental mode because operating from I'm not qualified mode is never going to make you feel like you are qualified. Only operating from I am qualified mode can do that. So here is the big question that most people have next. People ask me, how the heck am I supposed to change what mental mode I'm in? Because right now, it probably feels like your brain is grabbing the remote control and choosing what channel it wants to watch before you even have a chance to stop it. But this is exactly what we do in coaching. It is an incredibly simple 4-step process. Step 1, we identify which mental mode you are operating from right now. Step 2, I use one of my 10 techniques for changing your mental mode. Step 3, we ask your brain, how did that resonate? What do you think about that thing I just said? And if it resonated, great, we've changed your mental mode. And if it didn't resonate, no worries. I just try another one of my 10 techniques until we find the thing that resonates and changes your mental mode. And then step 4, we make a plan for you to deploy that same technique and change that same mental mode in your day-to-day life when you actually need it. And as we do this every single week, you will rewire the specific mental modes that are keeping you stuck right now, and you will learn the overall skill of noticing and changing your mental modes for life. Now, if all of this still feels a little bit abstract to you, you can come get a free sample of coaching with me, and you can experience exactly what this feels like for your life and your situation. The link to book a free anonymous public coaching call is above. Or if you're listening to me talk and you're like, all of this makes perfect sense to me, and you are ready to stop feeling stuck, rewire your mental modes, and gain mastery of this skill for life, then I want you to grab a free consult call with me and let's map out exactly how we're going to work together. The link to book a free consult call is above.